Hello, welcome back. I have Selena here with me, and we are going to be talking more about area and quadrilaterals. We're going to be finding the area of a trapezoid. So we've been doing a lot of work with trapezoids. We've been looking at the parts of trapezoids, and we looked at equivalents of trapezoids to rectangles. And today we get to talk about the area of trapezoids. So we don't have trapezoid material in our yellow area material. Maybe you noticed that. And when we started talking about trapezoids, we got out the metal material. And so we're going to find the area using our metal material. Okay, so I'm going to switch our screen here, and we're going to look at our equivalency plate here. So you can see we have two trapezoids and our rectangle. Now, just because we did this in a video before, we established that this rectangle is equivalent to this trapezoid. I'm going to have Selena move those pieces so you can see that again.
I was like looking in the camera, and it's not the same as what it is over here.
Okay, so you can see that this trapezoid is equivalent to this rectangle. So I'm going to put it back up here, and we're going to talk about the parts of the trapezoid. So when we are looking at a trapezoid, we have a couple parts. Okay, so here we have a base, but it's not just a base, it's the
Major base.
The major base. And the way we label the major base is with a capital B. The major base is a capital B. And this is also a base, but we call it the
Minor base.
And we label the minor base with a lowercase b. And the height of the trapezoid is a little harder to show, so I'm going to set these pieces out of the way. The height of the trapezoid is that right there. That is the height of the trapezoid. And so the height is the length, not this side, but the length from the top, the minor base to the major base. Okay, I'm going to put those pieces back in. I'm going to move that off because it gets a little tricky when you look at it next to the side there. Okay, so now that we've labeled our parts and we've talked about our parts, now let's build back our rectangle. Okay, so Selena built our big rectangle. So let's look at the parts of our rectangle. Where did our major base go?
It's right here.
And where did our minor base go?
It's right here.
So the base of our rectangle is made up of the major base plus the minor base. And the height, remember, was this whole length. But the height of our rectangle is not that whole length. It is half of the height. So we need to take our height and divide it by, what are we dividing it by if we're having it?
2.
Divided by 2. That's my little division symbol right there. So we just created the formula for area of a trapezoid. Let's write this out. Area of a trapezoid equals big base plus little base, or major base plus minor base, and that goes together, so we have to put parentheses around it, times our height divided by 2, or half the height. Half height divided by 2. There it is. Okay, let's put this back together, build our trapezoid back together. And let's actually find the area of this trapezoid. Okay, let's use the centimeters on the ruler there. So the centimeters, we're going to measure the major base. The major base is how many centimeters?
10.
10 centimeters plus the minor base. How many centimeters is the minor base?
5.
10 plus 5. And what's the height?
All the pieces are running around. Okay. 4.5, it looks like.
4.5.
Like on a
Let's
ruler.
try it from this without the piece inside. I think that'll make it a little easier. We're gonna call that 4. Okay, so we have 10 plus 5 in parentheses. We do that first. What's 10 plus 5?
15.
15 times, we gotta solve this. What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
What is 15 times 2?
30
30. And what did we measure in?
centimeters.
Centimeters. And we're doing area, so it's always square centimeters. There's our answer. We just found the area of this trapezoid by adding the major base to the minor base and multiplying it by half of the height. Now you can find the area of any trapezoid you would like to. And trapezoids are a lot of fun to draw. Trapezoids, like when we talked last time, the different types of trapezoids, they don't have to look just like this one. They just have to have the two parallel, the bases have to be parallel. And the other ones, you can have a right angle, you can have an acute angle, you can have an obtuse angle, and it still makes a trapezoid. She was obviously not in that lesson with us last week. Okay, I can't wait to see your follow-up for area of a trapezoid. I want you to draw our example in your journal and label it just like we did right here. And then for your follow-up, I want you to draw a few more trapezoids, say 3 or more trapezoids in your journal and find the area of them. You can use the unit squares on your graph paper, or you can measure them with your ruler. I can't wait to see your follow-up. See you next time.